Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers podcast, episode 23. I'm very excited to continue our Mario debate from last week. But welcome, hi, hello. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for listening. We've got a lot of things to go over. A shockingly large number of things have come out. We've got Nintendo Switch sales numbers. We got a new Animal Crossing update coming out. We got some new Amiibo cards coming. A bunch of Monster Hunter stuff being shown off. We have confirmed players of the Resident Evil Verse beta. Cameron and Alex will be able to talk about that a little bit later in the show, along with a bunch of other stuff. So, hi, welcome again. And along with everyone, the regular show, Mayo's continuing the streak. It's like
Hello.
over a month now. And everyone else, too.
At some point, he's got to be considered a regular, unless he just disappears.
The second you call me that, something will come up and I won't make it for a week. And it'll nullify what you call me.
Stupid,
true.
how about that? Sorry, that was weird.
Hey, and then I'm gonna, take an IQ test tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because that'll stop me from arguing. So let's get into this. So we'll start with the Animal Crossing update. So it adds Festival. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah, I think so.
For the
It's like
15th.
Carnival.
Yeah. It's the Mardi Gras celebration event. There'll be colored feathers that you can go collect. Sounds like Animal Crossing events are kind of on a broken record. New event, new thing, get the thing, do the thing.
Get the thing, get recipes, done.
Pretty much.
Except for Thanksgiving, where it was get things that are already in the game.
The announcement email that came out for it hinted at a Valentine's event, but there is nothing confirmed of that just now. Seems like they're more focusing on Festival because all the people that are playing Animal Crossing are probably lonely and don't want to rub it in.
Excuse you.
I'm not targeting you. You just kind of opened yourself. Now everyone that's listening knows that you're lonely. Shouldn't have said anything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What's the name of the bird that's going to be there? Bird person?
Pave? Truthfully, I've never done one of his events because I've normally had school or something and had to stop playing. But being a graduate, I don't have anything to do right now.
Being unemployed. Yeah, it really opens up your schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, it really, really does.
And the next planned update that they said is scheduled for March. I have no idea. I guess would it be like a 1-year anniversary event maybe?
Yeah, it would be a 1-year anniversary. That March is when they announced all that Mario stuff to be. So
A celebration of Mario dying?
yes.
Mario
Hopefully
ends in
they'll
Animal Crossing.
Bring back a lot of the stuff from the Wii and New Leaf and that.
No, I doubt that.
New collectible, Mario's bones.
What?
But I want to be able to make my room again. Full of Nintendo junk.
You can make it full of Mario junk.
Yeah, close enough, because most of it was Mario's stuff.
So yeah, no, I mean, what do they do after that? Is it just going to be like a repeat kind of thing?
Let's do Zelda.
No, not Mario, but I mean like the Animal Crossing events.
They'll introduce new ones, but I feel like a lot of old ones will also still be there. Like the ones that were there will cycle back in because they're already in the game. There's other ones they've added over the years, and Pocket Camps allowed them to try a bunch of new ideas.
It's going to be interesting seeing what they do now that just about every holiday they've done previously is in the...
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to try to keep this up, or how long.
I mean, they said they had a couple of years worth of updates. I just don't know what they mean. I know what I want in the game. I want more dialogue. And I want old features.
Not what I was expecting. It's a pretty tame ask. Speaking of Animal Crossing, the Animal Crossing Cross Sanrio amiibo cards are getting a reprint in Japan and Europe, and they are coming to North America for the first time. They
Were
are
they in Europe last time?
Yeah, they were in Europe last time. That's how there's English ones already.
I got you, but you
Um,
don't have English.
No, I have the Japanese ones because they were way cheaper.
they are Target exclusive for us Americans, and drop on March 26th. So I hope you
Probably
don't
be
have
there at
anything to
open.
do. I hope you don't have anything to do. And if
'Cause,
you want those cards,
they're
what do
not
they
currently
do?
up for
Like, why
pre-order.
are they special?
So, in New Leaf, they give you one of the 6 characters, whichever card you put in. They give you a villager with a bunch of Hello Kitty based stuff. And currently in New Horizons, they give you posters that. So with the cards, you got little art cards that weren't amiibo cards at all, and those art cards are their current posters in the game.
Okay, well, I'm glad there's something for New Horizons because at first I was going to be like, oh, great, these cards for this game on a system that's discontinued. Nice.
Yeah, no, I get the feeling they're most likely going to be doing something bigger with them if they're going through and actually, reprinting them.
My opinion is it's a test. It's never come out in America, but they're seeing if cards will do somewhat better, and then maybe print the New Horizons characters.
Mm.
Dude, it'd be cool if they had more characters, but they got to work on the dialogue too, because
They already have like 50 new characters that aren't cards. That's what I'm saying.
they don't though. They have like 7.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing it.
They've got like 70 that they could make into cards.
What a rip. These fake people don't talk to me diversely enough.
They use that. Well, the problem is they used to, and they stopped doing.
Hmm.
They've gotten worse since Nintendo started shifting towards more sim style, just make the world instead of drop you in a town.
Well, yeah. So March 26th for that. Isn't that the same day that Monster Hunter
That
Rise
is the
drops?
same day as Monster Hunter Rise and the Smash Amiibo.
That's going to be a very busy and
There are
expensive
currently
day.
12 Amiibo releasing. Thankfully, these are only $5.99 plus tax.
Per card?
State has tax. No, it's
Okay, you get
one pack. You get all 6 cards, so it's $1 per card. And then
Okay, well, that's not bad.
yeah, it's not bad. It's just going to be interesting to see if it's actually possible to get them or not.
I'm glad that's on a Friday, so I won't have anything to do.
I might if I have a job by then.
True.
But I've already got the cards, so it doesn't matter anyways.
Moving on, so a Monster Hunter version Switch and Pro Controller were announced for everywhere but here.
Woohoo. America, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Japan and Europe, they look really sick, especially the Pro Controller. I'm upset the Pro Controller isn't coming here because I kind of want it.
Okay, hear me out. Do you think it's going to be possible that they just pull the Fortnite Switch and like almost shadow drop it?
I mean, yeah. Will they do it? No clue.
Maybe they might. Dude, I really like the I saw a picture of the back today. It's a very nice Switch. I wish they put that much effort into the Mario Switch.
Red.
Red, but except for the stand, that's black, bruh.
And the Monster Hunter Story Series 2 amiibo were listed on Play Asia as well. Also, while we're talking about Monster Hunter, Best Buy now has pre-order bonuses for the game. You get a pretty sick-looking steelbook, and luckily it got added to our collector's editions that we've had pre-ordered for some time now, so we don't get to miss out on that, which I'm glad because I love this Switch steelbook so much. I think like every one that comes out is super sick.
Oh yeah.
Except the Smash one. The Smash one's outside could do better, but the inside is really nice.
Yeah, very minimalist.
It is certainly Smash, though.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I hope you either have a lot of money to import one or you don't live here, because otherwise you're not getting it. So like we said, that is also is that stuff dropping on the 26th as well?
It should be releasing the same day, yes. So
Okay.
a very expensive March 26th if you are collecting the Amiibo and the Switch and the Pro Controller.
Oof.
Is there anything else that releases that day? Watch them drop the Animal Crossing update that day too.
Well, doesn't affect me. Lara Croft's 25th anniversary being celebrated this year, starting as of this recording, which is the first. Netflix is going to have a Tomb Raider anime series set after the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and the development team says they will, quote, unify the Tomb Raider timelines. I'm not a
There's
big
like-
Tomb Raider guy, so
I don't
Like
trust any
3
company saying they'll
timelines.
unify their timelines.
Yeah, there's like the original team's timeline, and then there was a soft reboot, and now there's the current reboot.
I don't trust Nintendo with it. I don't trust Wizards of the Coast with it. If there ended up being like a cinematic Binding of Isaac universe or some garbage like that, I wouldn't trust Nicalis with it. I trust no gaming company in getting their lore right at this point.
rip. Well, we'll see what they come up with. Maybe it won't be too bad.
From what I know about Tomb Raider, they all have like the 3 different types of lores have like different origins. So they're already off to a bad start.
And last thing before we get into our collector's corner here, Stadia's first-party development studios have been shut down. So Stadia is dead. Crabrave, F in the chat, rip, etc., etc.
Womp womp.
They're now focusing exclusively on third-party titles, which honestly, I thought I've been thinking about it a bit, like, and I think that hurts them because like now it'll be easier to get more like third-party games out on there. That's not gonna get people to sign
Buy
up.
your platform.
Yeah, the what drives people to buy platforms is exclusive games. So why buy Stadia and get only third-party titles when you could buy a PlayStation and get all the third-party titles plus all the Sony titles,
Right.
PC and get Steam,
and porn games? Yeah,
all those third party. Yeah, exactly. Like there's no. This is just a net loss here. There's no advantage to going. We're third party, or we're only having third party games.
yeah.
This
Like,
is a
I'd rather
bad
have an Xbox even. Although that's more
Yeah,
personal preference. Hopefully, I can say the same about Xbox in a couple years. Like I would buy an Xbox because I'd rather have the exclusives that they have. Hopefully,
Well, they're gonna have the Bethesda exclusives now, right?
they haven't confirmed that because I mean this just happened, so that's what I'm saying. Like it'll be a while. But yeah, so this
They're
is
not
definitely
gonna spend all that money though that they did to release it on PlayStation.
They might release it on Nintendo, depending on what Nintendo's doing in whatever year they're doing that game.
I doubt it.
yeah.
There's less crossover between Xbox and Switch than there is Xbox and PlayStation. I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. So this is a pretty good shot in the foot for Stadia.
Like
I think it's more a shot in the
Head.
neck.
Shot in the critical area. So yeah, I mean, I can't say I was
do we
like
know who
teetering on
Jade-
getting Stadia, but now I'm not. I was never going to
Do
get
we,
Stadia.
do we know who Jade Raymond is? Because that on the tweet I saw for that's who they said is out. Was he like one of the heads for it?
I have no clue. This is the wrong group of people to ask for Stadia information.
It really is. We're just happy to see it die.
I mean, once I realized I could get the early access for Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam, I was like, yeah, there's Zero chance at all.
And see, that's what I mean. Like, as soon as there's no driving reason to go over there, people just aren't.
It went
gonna
from
do
a 1% to a 0 just like that.
We have
And-
no exclusives. Excellent. You are
So they
already
buy a
dead.
company like Microsoft did.
until they
Buy
buy
a company
Microsoft.
like Microsoft. That is a different sentence.
Yep, it is. I was like, wait a minute.
So, with that very short intro sequence, which is
Really,
good
though.
because we will be needing the time for our follow-up Mario debate. But for now, on to Collector's Corner. This is a weekly segment where we go around and talk about things we've been playing this week and any pickups, if any. And after that, we'll also have Cameron and Alex talk about the reverse beta that they got to play and see how good that is. So, Mayo, why don't you start us off?
Okay, mine's gonna be quick. I've played 0 video games over the past week.
That's
I
a
have not
big
had
F.
the time.
That is a big F in the chat.
But I've made up for it. I'll continue to be the singular voice for non-video game gaming on this video game gaming podcast about video game gaming. The new Magic set, Kaldheim, Viking theme, heavy metal theme. I'm super into it. It's not a busted set, which is great because all the sets that have been released since I got into the game have been busted piles of absolute garbage, and this one's balanced. So I bought a ton of it, and it's really cool. And I've completed some commander decks and other garbage like that. But video game wise, I actually have something for video games. I'm prepping for my yearly Skyrim binge, where I just do nothing but play Skyrim for 2 weeks.
I saw you booting up Skyrim the other day. I was like, that guy, he's going back at it again, isn't he?
Yeah, I was like, I should see what the modding is like now, since I haven't looked at it in a year, and boy howdy is it some stuff. I've got multiple gigabytes of 4K retextures downloading as I speak, because now I can run the 4K ones, which is great. But for the past day, I've just been sitting at my desk sorting Magic cards, stressing about work and school, and watching download numbers go up on my mod manager. And that's it. That's the closest we've gotten to video gaming this week.
Dang.
But
Do you count watching Dogecoin as as video?
I mean,
Does Robin Hood count as a video game?
it's basically
Does the
more
stock
involved cookie
market-
clicker.
Yeah, does the stock
So-
market count as a video game?
So
Well,
yeah,
according
I've been playing
according
some
to
Robin Hood.
Wall Street Bets, yes.
They sure have
Yeah.
been playing me. Ha ha ha.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, Cameron?
So
Actually, wait. I'm going
Alright.
to leave you two for last since you'll have the
Okay.
reverse stuff. Cooper, you go instead.
Okay, so I've been writing down a bunch of Fate and I finally finished it. It's almost a paragraph long. Sorry, I'm trying to think. I actually got some new stuff. I got some more Cypher cards. And I'm like, oh, dang, I probably shouldn't spend that much money, but I'm like, it also looks really cool, so I'm cool with it.
Welcome to the life of a video game collector, dude. I shouldn't have spent all this money, but hey, it looks pretty cool.
I mean, what have I been playing? I've been playing not much, honestly. I've been playing Os, which is a rhythm game. It's pretty fun. And I've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes. I haven't been playing a lot this week, honestly. Oh,
Well, I'm glad you're playing some game because I was about to be like, dang, we're 0 for 2.
I played a round of Captain Toad, just one world, but not one world, just one level, I guess. But I guess that counts? Question mark.
Captain Toad is a game, despite
Captain
popular
Toad is a
theory.
game.
So yeah, that's about it though.
All right, so I'm not going last for once. That's weird. What did I? So I got a new game on Steam called Littlewood. It's Stardew Valley Light, basically, and it seems simple at first, but it's just more different. There's no time system. It's the time progresses in the day based on how much of the things you do. You fill a bar every time you do a thing. It fills just this bar, and then once it gets full, it's nighttime and you're tired. You need to go to bed. So it's pretty weird, but It's also got a lot of personality and charm, and I love me some pixel games, and this game is like 8 bits, so or 8-bit style, so super pixely. I really like it. Super cute, super fun. Really just more Stardew Valley, but in a different way, and it's surprisingly complex, although it doesn't seem like it at first. So I really like that. I've played a lot of Mario. I've beaten. I finally beat Sunshine. I haven't 100% of it on the 3D All Stars pack, but I also beat Galaxy. I haven't. I'm 100%ing both now. That is where this starts. And I finally got around to beating the second world in Origami King. I'm moving around so slow in that game. It's kind of hard to get me to play it, but every now and then I'm just like, yeah, I'll play it. And I play it for like a couple hours, and then it takes like a month for me to do it again. And what have I gotten? I got a couple N64 manuals in, if that counts. Pretty boring, I know, but I got Majora's Mask and Mario Kart 64. Which also comes with this like cute little operation card that's like a handy dandy thing for like, obviously I don't need it, but I could say that about most things. Cough. But like I could see if you're like when you first got the game, you have this little handy card that like tells you about pretty much everything you need to know. There's no flavor text or anything in it. That's pretty cool. I didn't know it existed. And I get my copy of Pikmin 2 in tomorrow. So,
nice. You actually did get one.
Well, hopefully. Maybe as long as it doesn't get delayed today. But yeah. And Pikmin 1, I guess I forgot. I've really been doing a lot this week.
How are you doing in that?
I haven't played it since you commented like, oh, you're probably going to lose. And, in theory, I want 100% it. I want to get all 3 endings. So this would count.
This would it would because you were.
But the way y'all kind of were like, haha, oh wow, you're doing pretty bad. That kind of ruined my spirit. So I haven't booted it back up since. But I'll face my fears eventually. I'm just really hard at doing that. Like in Stardew Valley, I've played 3 or 4 different saves, and I'm playing on a 5th one now. That was the test file for the beach, and I'm like, okay, this one I'm finally gonna do the Joja Mart one. Instead of doing the community center, I'm going to buy a Joja Mart membership. I'm going to go the corporate route. And this is like the 3rd time I've said that. I said it when I started my 3rd one. I said it when I started my 4th one. But now I'm doing it this time. I swear. It's just so hard to get me to do negative things in games.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I'm going to do it because I need to know what happens. Anyway, I'll stop rambling now. Alex.
Okay. This week I've played Yakuza Like a Dragon. I put a lot of time into grinding when I had the free time, which was not Saturday. That was I didn't really do anything but do homework on Saturday.
Yay!
Hey, homework.
Yeah, it was long and miserable. I hate...
I'm so glad
really... You can't even finish the sentence. It's so depressing.
It's a programming class, but you shouldn't go, oh boy, we haven't learned anything about programming. Now make a game.
Don't get me started, dude. That's been every programming class I've been in.
We've only been in, like, English game class. Now make a game. I'm glad I took the other game design last semester.
Is it not like a prereq?
No.
That's bad.
These are just electives.
Nice.
We have game development and game design. We took game design last semester while I was still there. Alex has taken game development this semester, and his first non-writing assignment was make a game.
Nice.
Isn't college fun?
Classic.
Well,
classic college.
I played.
Anyway,
obviously, I played the Resident Evil beta that I got to be a part of. I tried out everybody, but we'll cover that in a second.
Cover that in a moment.
And I played the Gravity Rush 2 demo because I was interested in it. Because the first one was like on sale for $5. but it doesn't have a demo. Only the second one does. And I also got the Splatoon keychains. I ordered after Cameron, and I got mine first.
Did I
Mine
ever
have
mention that
lost.
I got those?
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
your
yeah.
Instagram post.
No,
about
not
it.
to you guys, but like on the show, because that's
You might
technically a
have.
thing. I can't remember. Well, yeah.
I
Well,
can't
that's
remember either.
actually a meme. That's a pretty good meme right there.
There,
Um,
you saw my post earlier, right?
yeah,
They were in town, and then they went back to Georgia.
yeah,
Like,
I've gotten that on like a surprise, on an increasing number of packages where it's like arrived, departed, arrived, departed, arrived, departed, and like the same 3 hour time span in the same location.
I think they've just gotten such an influx this past year because of COVID that
Yeah, I mean, I
It's-
can't really blame them. Like they're like as short staffed as ever, and now we're relying on them more than ever.
it's quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on mine at this point because why?
Yeah, what
why
else would
did
you
them
be doing?
not arrive? Well,
Crying?
Doing
Yeah,
jobs.
there we go. I'll answer that for you.
crying.
Well, okay. I get. Okay, Alex, is that it?
Yeah, outside of talking about the demo.
Okay. Well, Cameron.
Okay, so I can't say I had a ton of time to play games this week. I had one proper in-person interview and one scam in-person interview. Awesome, cool. Love wasting time. So I played some Tokyo Mirage sessions because eventually I'm going to finish recording that channel.
Man, I forgot that existed.
It does, and it's on the Switch, and eventually I'm gonna finish playing it. And I've played Animal Crossing, obviously. Still waiting for something to happen. I helped Haley with some Captain Toad. And I think that's about it. It's just been an exhausting week. I've slept a lot.
So I'm getting a pretty consistent vibe from this collector's corner that everyone's just kind of very tired and depressed. So there's no time to play games.
Yeah, I had
because
a
I'm either
science
sleeping or I'm
test
crying.
last week. On top of that, and I got the grade back, and it was a 93.
Nice, dude.
I actually do have one more game. I started playing the ReZero game that released on Friday because Haley bought it. So I'm
Is
running it for
there
the champ.
is there a equivalent of press F to pay respects for like happy things, like a press A to celebrate?
I could probably find one later.
Because I don't know. Well, yeah, that's really nice. I am very blessed that this is like the first semester I've had since probably freshman year, where
Oh my gosh.
currently up to this point, it's very early, so knock on wood here. But like all of my assignments have been evenly dispersed. There's like not a bunch of stuff due on the same day.
Alex,
Wow.
I've got pretty much something due every day, but they're small and it's only like one a day, so I can do a bunch in a day and then have a couple days to just screw around, and still
Nice.
kind of be ahead. I hope it stays that way because this is a very volatile combination of classes. So if it does, expect my mood to shift to what everyone else has been saying. But as of right now,
So let's talk about the beta.
yeah. So we talked about this last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Resident Evil
Yeah, it
8
was
is
last-
happening. Resident Evil Verse is happening. Resident Evil Verse is a battle royale Resident Evil game, which I still haven't quite understood. I'm hoping to try to understand that with their description. And Alex, like we mentioned, got access into the beta. So Alex and Cameron have been playing that, and they are going to describe it now.
So it's set on a 5-minute timer, which is nice because you try to rack up as points from kills, all the other player versus everyone. And you can play Chris, Leon, Hunk, Claire, Jill, and Ada, all in their most recent. Like they're mainly from RE2 and RE3. And I'm not really sure where they got the Chris model. Maybe from 7, since it's on the same engine.
So what do you do in that 5-minute time limit then?
Well, during the battle, you have your main weapon, and all the characters have a special and like special attacks. So like, Hunk can turn invisible. Chris can have temporary invincibility, which there was one person Cameron fought that went like ham. He would hit it like just at the right time to prevent death.
I'm bad at the game.
Yeah, you just try to kill as many people as the person, but if you die as one of the 6 main, then you'll turn into one of the weapons. One of the weapons, so like the weapons are Mr. X, the Nemesis, Jack Bauer from 7, and then 2 like kind of lame ones.
Jack Bauer from 7?
From
Baker, not Bauer.
Okay. Jack Bauer is from a different numbered IP.
I wouldn't have never known the difference. And I recently beat Resident Evil 7.
One of his attacks is "Welcome to the family," and he'll just slug you in the face.
Well, I mean, okay, so Jack Bauer is from 24, and he does a lot of war crimes in that show, so him being in this game wouldn't be out of the ordinary. But still...
So it sounds like y'all didn't do very well, or at least Cameron did. What about you, Alex?
I did not do well.
I got top 3 once, so it's I'm on the results screen.
I played 2 rounds. Recording wise, they are at the end. I have 3 videos for the actual gameplay. I am the last 2 rounds. I am not great. There was Alex. Who did I play that first round? Remember?
Claire, I think.
Yeah. I like her weapon. It's very, very nice.
So you basically run around a map as a Resident Evil character. If you die, you turn
Right.
into a villain from a Resident Evil game. And what do you do
Yes.
as the villain again?
You
You also
people.
just kill people, but you're a lot more. You're a lot stronger, but you're kind of
have
on a
temporary-
timer as the villain.
But you have temporary invulnerability, because you just changed. So you can't be murdered as you're changing or
So
immediately after.
is there no
Okay.
penalty for dying?
Yeah, minus 5 points.
Minus 5 points. Okay. But you just keep going. So you try
Yeah,
to
until
kill...
the 5-minute timer runs out.
Okay, so the goal is just to get a super high KD ratio, essentially.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
But the big problem is there aren't assists. So if you do all this damage to someone,
And they get that one.
and then
last
someone
hit.
shows up and shoots one bullet and gets the kill, they get all the points. I really hope they fix that in official release.
Don't you have to, as a beta tester, you have to fill out some form, like what are your thoughts, etc.?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
You should do that.
be sure to mention that
Yeah.
when you do that.
I know a lot of people on the subreddit were also mentioning it because it's like, that's dumb. Just
Yeah.
at least let me have,
Well,
or base it off damage so that if you did most of the damage and you didn't die, you get the points and the person gets the assist. Like every other.
well, I'm glad at least a large portion of people notice it, so maybe they will add some sort of assist functionality. Yeah, because that sounds pretty lame as is. I'm still I think I just have to play it just to see. And I'm planning
Or
on
maybe
getting
watch-
RE8, so I should have free access to it. So, or yeah, I could just look it up.
Just watch my gameplay of it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it makes a little more sense running it than trying to
describe it.
explain it.
Yeah. I think it's just because it's a battle royale, but not in the standard sense of like you throw a ton of people into a map and last one standing
Yeah,
wins, kind of thing.
it's kind of like Dead by Daylight plus a battle royale.
Okay.
You just made it worse.
Did I?
Yeah, I don't know. My
It's
brain
not
is
really
just...
like Dead by Daylight because you're.
Small map, limited number of people.
I would kind of describe it more like maybe a mix of Call of Duty and Splatoon,
Oh, so
slightly, because it's
Ow, my
a
brain
pretty
hurt.
small map.
Just watch the gameplay.
Oh, I got it. It's Tetris 99, but with guns.
No, no.
There we go.
You
Now
were-
this man is speaking some sense. Well, okay, yeah. So, if you want to see some gameplay of it, youtube.com/StormwindGames, same place you find the podcast. You can click over there. Of course, after you're done listening to this,
Yes.
go check out some of that. I certainly will be because I still don't understand what it is at all. So, moving on to some tidbits, starting with some interesting Fire Emblem voting results that I know Cooper is very excited to talk about. So, Cooper?
Real interesting.
Well, first, before we get into the results, which I'm very happy about, I'm going to just go over everything that they talked about. We got a legendary Sarah spinner recently. We're going to have a 4th Hero Fest with Shamir, Sothis, Duo From, and Shannon. We're going to have a Grand Hero Party battles with Grangel, Ermaya, George, Patrine, Nemesis, Gale, and Kalik. Hero Rises 2021, which will be like kind of a voting, which then will lead to a voting gauntlet, and in which the winner of that voting gauntlet will then be given free to everybody. There will be a Valentine's banner.
It's not a speed run, bro. You can
Relax.
He's got a list.
All right, yeah, you're right. Okay, so this one actually surprised me huge because by the way they did her forging bonds, they basically treated it like she would never be in Faye as a playable character, and they put on the Valentine's banner Gustav and Henriette, which really surprised me, and Alphonse, Veronica, and a Lif and Fraseer duo, and Veronica's gonna be freed through Tempest Trials, and it'll also have summon tickets, which would be awesome. The hero merit cap, which is like the feathers kind of thing, will now be increased to 7,000. And something was crazy to me is like you're able to create your own summoner, kind of like a me, kind of like a like a
Me.
like a me. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. And we're gonna get a legendary hero remix, which is gonna be this like huge banner with legendary Ike and Fajorm. They're gonna get some really good refines, and it's gonna have a couple other really good 5 stars. And they're changing how like the summoning video works. Like when you get a 5-star, it's gonna have like it's gonna show a silhouette of that character and it'll have 4 stars, and then it'll have a star fall from the sky and make it 5 stars, and then it'll show who that character is. So when you get pity broken, you can cry even more.
Okay.
And a
Gonna
bunch of
cry.
other, and then there's a bunch of other cool stuff too, but like there's a lot, and I don't want to waste a lot of time. So, but this is in my opinion, like this is one of their best anniversaries, seeing how like last year they made a whole subscription service and stuff. And the fact that we're getting a free Formal Soul, which is normally a $30 like thing for one person, is also
They can give this stuff because of the subscription thing, Cooper.
that is true. Oh, I didn't think about it that way. Anyway, we're also getting 24 orbs and a bunch of other nice stuff. Anyways, voting results.
Gatekeeper 1, boys. Let's go.
Number one, like insane. That like.
So what does he get now?
So, for getting first, he gets a Choose Your Legends unit, which will release August, September, somewhere in there.
Yeah, he'll be getting a. Sorry.
You can go.
He'll be getting like a Brave alt, which is like they're very strong, and because he got first, he's gonna have a unique skill that's just for him. Anyways, you can continue, Cameron.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
To kind of give an idea, when someone wins the Choose Your Legends voting, they are most likely going to be viable regardless of how much power creep is put into the game.
Yo, very true though.
Marth got second. Loser.
He like he like killed a dragon or something.
He's only the face of Fire Emblem, and he only got second, so, L.
Rip F. Big F.
You know what's insane though? Like Gatekeeper had a 30,000 lead, but basically an almost 30,000 lead to every single other winning candidate, if not already done.
Alex is going to be very excited by this. Marianne won first in the women's division.
Which is also very surprising because female Byleth had like a really good
I
lead
expected
in
more of a
it.
reaction from Alex.
Me too.
I'm not paying attention right now.
Whoa.
Dang,
bro.
bro.
Wow.
On the cast. I'm not listening.
So, correct me if I'm wrong on this, since I have not and will not ever keep up with anything Fire Emblem related. Is this to be in like a game?
This is to
Yeah.
be in their mobile game.
In their mobile game. Okay, so knowing as little as I always will about Fire Emblem, I'm more impressed that, or actually, as little as I know, and only being exposed to Fire Emblem through Smash Brothers, I'm more surprised that Marth is not initially in the game than I am about a meme vote being successful.
Well,
So-
Marth is in the game. This is for a special.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
for a special alt to be in the game.
This is like
Okay,
Marth,
correction.
but he forgot to get a haircut this month. or
Right.
something.
Yeah, something like that.
And
That's
he's
a
got
decent
like
explanation.
one earring or something. Okay, well that's
Yeah, and it'll give him like a special like sword or something. It'll give him like scissors.
okay. They'll give
Yeah.
him the key sword.
Let's
Marth is Sora now. The
Okay, well,
crossover we all wanted.
that clears my confusion.
You got to play the gotcha game by
I
having
never-
the fans vote on who they want in the gotcha game, so that they can wail on their gotcha character in their gotcha game.
I just realized Gatekeeper won because Mayo gave him that one vote to him. I'm just saying. Like, coincidence? I think not.
I'm doing my part.
So, now with that out of the way, we got the rest of the tidbits. So as far as Nintendo World goes, there are more stuff on the theme parks page about the park itself. A lot of photos have been put up, especially of like the Mario Kart stuff, MKTV truck, and news station, which looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie, you should definitely look at these photos when you get a chance. Again, on the theme parks website, Parks with an X.
Remember when they basically required that you go through Mario Kart TV in order to post things to YouTube for Mario Kart, and it would be instantly copyrighted? Good times. Thank you for changing, Nintendo.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's been also been a tech rehearsal recently that I heard out, like a dress rehearsal more like. And yeah, I mean these photos look great. I am as jealous as ever that I can't go. Levi and Pokemon are teaming up to do a 25th anniversary clothing line, similar to Mario's had with them last year, and other things Mario clothing was.
Dude, it's so weird because that was right about the time we went to Disney last year. So I don't really feel like people actually saw that in stores or anything. But, maybe Pokemon will actually be able to be seen this year. It's
Hopefully.
Pokemon, it will be seen regardless.
Rabbids has changed their Twitter handle to Mario Rabbids, so either the Rabbids all its own is died, or Mario Rabbids
Crab
2
Rape, if
incoming.
That's true.
I'm assuming it's a sequel. It's been about long enough where they probably could.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people really like that. I wasn't that big on it, but apparently a ton of people really like that game. So yeah, possible sequel incoming.
When I played it, I was having a good time, but it never caught my interest enough to continue playing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't know. It's just the Rabbids. Like it just doesn't. It
Rabbids.
doesn't work.
And they force you to have one on your team.
Well, yeah, then it wouldn't be Mario plus Rabbids, would it? It'd just
It'd
be
be
Right,
Mario.
just
Mighty
Mario.
Mario and friends murder rabbit.
Right.
It's like,
How
hey,
can you not?
here's a
want that?
cake, but you can't eat all of it. At least 25% of these things you eat has to be this pile of dirt, and then 75% of it could be cake.
Yes.
Roger Craig Smith will no longer be voicing Sonic. If you don't know who that is, he is the voice of Mirage in Apex Legends. If you still don't know who that is, then you might as well Google him, because that's the only two things that I know he does. He was the
Rip.
voice of Sonic in the Sonic Boom set, I think.
Sonic Boom.
He was the voice of Sonic from Riders on the PS2.
GameCube, PS2, whatever. That was on a lot of systems.
So
And he
yeah,
voiced
will...
him all the way through. Now, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 will be his last thing.
So rip. Although I'm sure his voicing career with Apex Legends has gone way above and beyond anything that Sonic could do. At least right now, anyway. I'm not really holding my breath that Sonic's going to come out with some extreme banger thing now that he's gone.
Netflix is going to have a Sonic anime.
Why are they making so many anime?
Anime is the way of the
Because
future, just like
Castlevania
cryptocurrencies, bro.
did well, and Netflix is dying.
Ah,
They
yes.
have no.
Yeah, Netflix is hemorrhaging. They send me like notifications on my phone sometimes, like, "Hey, we've got like 32 new titles on here to
Hey,
watch."
cool.
And I'm like,
they're
"Hey,
all like
they're all
Z-list
garbage. Yeah,
things.
they're all garbage."
I find it really funny how I choose to allocate my time. I mean, God knows that's hilarious already, but there's stuff on Netflix that I'm like, I'm interested in this. Like, I like chess. I should probably watch Queen's Gambit. But the only streaming thing that I've watched recently was WandaVision. And my logic for it is like, most of the stuff I would prefer as background noises on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit and watch and like binge watch through a whole show. So instead of spending hours doing that, I spend hours sorting cardboard or watching numbers go up on my Skyrim mod thing. Even though that's functionally the same way of wasting time. I'm just like, I don't want to devote so much to this show.
Yeah, I feel that.
But then
That
they
makes
keep
sense.
cranking them out.
Platinum Games has confirmed that Nintendo now has full ownership of the Astral Chain IP. They haven't really explained why, which leads me to believe that they're still in talks about stuff. There's obviously some reason behind it, but they didn't. They refused to comment on it, which is a pretty good sign that something's still going on, something's still going through the pipes, whatever. But as of now, Nintendo has full ownership of Astral Chain, so they can do with it as they wish.
Will they? No.
Yeah. And speaking of Platinum Games, Hideki Kamiya just told everyone to forget about Bayonetta 3. It is... I'm not joking. And it's different than it's going well, but he's just...
That's not what we
my
wanted
theory is
when
that
we
he's just been asked
joked
so
about
much
it
about it.
earlier.
He's like, well, maybe we should just forget about Bayonetta 3, so when something finally does come up about it, it'll be a really nice surprise. Which is not good, and which also shows that it was Nintendo's fault for showing the game off in 2017 when it obviously was nowhere near ready.
But Nintendo really.
No, we need to know that they're making Bayonetta 3.
Look, but hear me out. If it
It's
ends up
going
on
well.
the Switch is on the console after the Switch, then what's the point? Like,
Well,
Nintendo.
no, it's going well.
As long as I've
It's
been
going
a
well.
collector, so circa 2013, Nintendo has always had a framework of, hey, here's this new game, it'll drop within 6 months. The only exception to that is Breath of the Wild, which they provided regular updates on more than just it's going well.
It
Like, they
was
showed
ready
stuff on
in
it.
2016.
To be fair, so it's also their fault for showing off Metroid Prime, or that they can't really control that. Oh, like the developer just did so bad they had to start over. But it's always been this way
Yeah,
as
it's a
long as I can
retro.
remember. That like, hey, here's this new game coming out within 6 months, usually within a couple months sometimes. Like,
Recently, it's been within 2 months.
yeah,
that's why they usually prefer to not be like Microsoft and Sony and announce it 3 years ahead of time because people get really antsy with Nintendo's games.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because they could tell us their framework for the next 3 years, but then you're waiting, like Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, why should I get a Switch now if the game I want coming out till 2025?
So yeah, I hope you weren't hoping for Bayonetta 3 soon like we were. Just forget about it. It doesn't exist anymore as far as we're concerned.
Comes out next month.
I mean, that would be.
Surprise everyone.
I'd be really upset
would-
for about 5 minutes, and then I'd be hype.
That would be a surprise,
Yeah.
This man is a troll and blocks everybody.
Block
And
me until
Nintendo themed toys are coming to, or have arrived at Burger King until March. I think Pokemon stuff is also coming to Happy Meals at McDonald's sometime soon. I saw something about that. Yeah,
Marketing
so,
is so
Nintendo
weird.
kids' toys are making their rounds through the fast food market again. It happens, It's pretty much on a
Yep.
cycle at this point. Kind of like the McRib. And Sega has announced that Judgment, which is a Yakuza spin-off game, will release for PS5, Xbox Series X, and Stadia. Any release date or anything on that?
Did I not release date? But I did. My bad. It is that is April 23rd.
April 23rd. So if you're into Yakuza, what do they mean by spin-off? Is it like a...
I know nothing else. I just saw
Okay.
that and figured it'd be a cool
Judgment.
tidbit because Alex has
think
been
they're
playing
already-
a lot of Yakuza.
I think there is a Yakuza Judgment thing already, like a series spin-off.
Well, the next one is releasing on April 23rd.
Yeah, okay, so Judgment was a game they released.
So
And
is it
I
just
don't-
a remaster?
I don't think so.
Or is it a
since
port?
This came
Was
out.
this from last gen? From PS4?
This
gen?
came out. No, this came out in PS. Well, yeah, this is the port of the PS4 game.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Well, with that, let's move on to our finishing topics, starting with Nintendo Switch sales numbers. Pretty big stuff here. The Nintendo Switch has now officially outsold the Nintendo 3DS family of systems. The official numbers show like just under 80 million, and that was of December 31st, so we can most assuredly confirm that, or all but confirm really, that Nintendo Switch has now sold over 80 million units. It was the
I'd be
highest selling
surprised.
quarter ever in Nintendo history, outpacing the Wii, which is big. And I mean, the Wii, like, if it beats the Wii, it's doing good. So, Animal
true.
Crossing has sold over 30 million units in 9 months.
Yeah,
Mario Kart 8 is still beating it, but Mario Kart 8 came out a month after Switch launched. And Animal Crossing has done the same thing in less than a year, which is nuts.
Nintendo, give me Mario Kart DLC. I've been playing it. It
Seriously.
came out on the Wii U.
also, to be fair, like, you're right. If it is being the best console, though, Wii, it's doing something right.
Oh, dude.
Don't-
Pokemon
don't try to start
outpaced
anything.
Mario Odyssey.
That's an argument for another day.
Pokemon sold 20 million.
Pokemon sold 20.35 million. Mario Odyssey sold 20.23. Mario Odyssey has been outpaced.
Pokemon
Feel-
doesn't have to do anything to sell, and I
It
don't
really
know how I
doesn't.
feel about that.
Just exists.
It
Yeah.
exists and it makes money.
I
It's
feel-
exactly what you want as a company.
I feel like
No,
the
I won't-
longer that the pandemic goes on, the closer Animal Crossing will get to Mario Kart.
Yeah, I'm not discounting Animal Crossing as like a nuts franchise that always does really well because it's very popular, because it is. But
it's always,
you
it
can't
is almost
say that
always
it was
hit
not
top 10.
helped that a super cute, happy, depression remover life simulator came out at the start of like the entire world's population depression problem.
Yeah.
Nintendo
It certainly helped.
pandemic confirmed.
Yeah. And also Mario 3D World review copies have gone out, and stuff has been circulating around. So the running speeds have been increased dramatically, apparently. The overall difficulty has been increased, which was a big complaint apparently from the Wii U version. And all the touchscreen sections from the Wii U version are replaced with gyro controls now, which is to be expected. So, yeah, it sounds like Mario 3D World is going to be the same thing, just with some of the easily fixable problems fixed. I'm interested to see how those.
I worry about speed being increased in some of those levels.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, looking at the sales numbers, I think this time next year, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will have outsold Mario Kart Wii.
Probably.
Yeah.
The
Give it another holiday season.
Look, the number one selling game on PlayStation, which has sold well over 100 million units, and has existed since 2013, is Spider-Man, and that's at 20 million. And there's a handful of games, like several games on Switch that have, 1.5 times that.
The top 6 have all sold over 20.
Yeah,
And
that's just nut. These software
2
numbers
have
are
sold
insane.
over 1.5 times.
Like,
That. It's got a very high attachment rate too. The attachment, the software in total is 532 million. It's got an attachment rate of 6 games per console.
Yeah, that's just
Or
nuts.
7.
Like, and
Depends
this
on how
is
you
what
wanna
I
round
think
it.
we were talking about this a week or two ago, where like Nintendo systems, people that play on Nintendo systems usually all play the same games. So like, when you make a classic version, it's easy to nail down what the best games are. But like on a PlayStation platform, everyone plays different games. 100 million units sold, the best-selling game is 20 million. Like, everybody plays something different on a PlayStation.
Right.
But on a
Yeah.
Nintendo,
That's very
everyone's playing Breath of the Wild. Everyone's playing Animal Crossing. Everyone's playing Mario Kart. Everyone's playing Mario. Everyone's playing Pokemon. Like, it's the same. It's just same thing again and again. Like, you're gonna get the same. That's just something to note.
Well, it's also, I feel like that factors into why most people buy Switches. I mean, this is anecdotal, but the whole reason I bought it was like, okay, I want to, get the updated Smash game. I want to be there when the new Pokemon comes out, and I ended up not buying Sword and Shield, but if that Diamond and Pearl remake comes out, I'll still be right. But people buy Nintendo stuff because they're like, I want to see what the next thing in X series is. I want to see the next 3D Mario. I want to see the next Pokemon. I want to see the next Animal Crossing. With PlayStation and Xbox, it's more like this thing got announced that is from a wide gambit of publishers, but it won't be a continuing series. And they'll probably be really good games like Spider-Man, God of War, GTA 5, even though it's old. But it'll only be on that console, and that's why I have to get it. Rather than just like, I want to see what the first-party developers got cooking in this series that I've been a part of for 80% of my life.
Yeah, Nintendo definitely has that cornered. Also, like with the Wii, it sold so well because they tapped the casual market. Now the Switch is selling so well because not only is the Switch fan base larger than it ever has been, they've tapped the gamer market. Yeah, so because now you can play third-party games on the go. And I've been pitching this since it came out. You can play Skyrim on the toilet. You can play anything. If you had a PlayStation, you either got to bring your TV in the bathroom or you got to set up a complex mirror situation. But with the Switch, you just put like in the middle of Mario Galaxy, you gotta go, you grab it and go to the toilet. Like it's that easy.
Grant,
I know I'm being
not
stupid.
factoring in
I know
the other option.
Enlighten
for
me.
if you gotta pee and you're on PlayStation or Xbox or something. System of mirrors, no sir. System of piping, tubing,
Toilet chair,
yeah, or toilet chair.
a bucket.
I mean, I was gonna suggest getting a hydraulic system going where you could like pee into one of the. This is gonna get really cursed, and I'm sorry. You can cut all of this. Where you pee into one of those air filter tubes that you use for like fish tanks, and then it just routes it to your toilet. There you go. That's the cursed thing.
That is.
I was expecting
Editing
something
Grant.
way worse. I'm glad.
Yeah.
No, that's that's fine.
Is there a way to see what like specific games sold? Like Three Houses or something that's not in the top 10.
Do not know. There's probably third-party websites that show that, but they might not include all
Well,
numbers.
normally it's on Nintendo's site, but I don't
Um,
ever remember how to get.
So yeah. Also, one last thing to note about the Switch. At this investor meeting where these numbers were shown off, someone actually asked about a Switch Pro, and they said, "Well, we've got this Mario Switch coming out, and we've got this Monster Hunter Switch coming out, so don't expect a Pro anytime soon," which is expected. You got to really look into the wording here, because they can't lie to their investors. Their investors own them, and you have to make your investors happy. That's how business works. So you can't lie to them. They have to know. So by any time soon, what does that mean? And that just means probably not until at least the latter half of the year, because you don't want to announce a Switch Pro right before your 2 special edition systems come out, because then they're not going to sell.
Yeah, you get those to sell. You get the Animal Crossing Switch, which you keep restocking, despite it being a limited edition, to sell. And then once those are all sold out, you go, here's a new system.
Well, when you
which
don't
is
have
almost-
anything left planned, like we don't have any special editions left planned, but
Didn't
Yeah,
they?
so-
Didn't they have special editions when they announced the Switch Lite?
the Pokemon one, yeah, that was the only
Yeah.
Switch Lite.
I don't.
But like,
No,
wasn't
how
there
I
a
feel
special
about
edition
this.
for the Switch when the Switch Lite was?
No, there wasn't a Pokemon special edition.
There was a.
Now-
I'm talking about
There
the Switch
was a
Lite.
Pokemon
Not-
special edition.
Not for
but
Sword
that year. There
and
was.
Shield. There is one for Let's and Go.
I don't think there was.
Yeah, but that was a year
special
before,
edition
so that
at the
wouldn't count.
time of the Switch.
I
Lite.
took the question wrong. I was saying there was a Pokemon Switch Lite. I didn't realize you
No,
were talking about.
there
like,
is a Pokemon Switch Lite. Yes.
I got your question now though. No, I don't think there was. So Alex, you gonna say something?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
the art director of Resident Evil Village recognized that people are excited about the game and Lady Demetricus and her daughters, and has said her canonical height with her hand and her high heels is 9 feet 6 inches.
Yeah, 2.9 meters. Tall lady,
Tall lady.
very big tall lady. So with that, we go on to our follow-up debate on the best Mario game. We talked about 3D Mario games last week, so you should go check that out if you haven't already. And this week we're going to talk about the 2D Mario game. I had one follow-up from last week. Now that I have beaten both Sunshine and Galaxy, I've played a substantial amount of them in the past couple of days. And first, I wanted to get a reaction if I came up with this. Objectively, there is no better Mario soundtrack than Mario Galaxy.
Okay.
I mean, I agree,
That's
Yeah.
fair. I think
but I love the World
closest
Jazz
design.
soundtrack.
A lot of
They are
like,
all
I'm not,
good.
I'm not saying
Galaxy
they're
is
bad,
just in its own
but
tier.
holy crap! You don't play a Mario game to feel strong emotion from the music, but holy crap, dude, that orchestral set is whack, and the final boss is so epic, and dang man, that's just good. That music is so good. How the heck?
Galaxy is in its own tier.
How the heck is Honey Hive Galaxy a funk banger? That's one of the top funk banger tracks I've heard ever, and it's got 2 instruments. And I'll vibe to that at a bar, like at a club. I'll blast that, and I'll do that.
Bet. Go in, be like, I want to play this at like a rave club.
Yo, bro, you got Honey
Do
Hive
it.
Galaxy on that set?
Be like, hey, look, I'll pay you $20 if you'll play this now, right now.
It's just
Cancel
so
the
good.
current
The
song.
music is so good.
Oh,
man,
yeah,
the
that's
music.
definitely true. I
Um,
feel like they've tried to do just as good with the later games, but Galaxy was the one that did it first.
No, they were
the one
they
that
were
did it
smart
best,
in the
I
other
think.
games to know that they shouldn't do an orchestral soundtrack. They should go do something else.
Yeah, because you're not gonna do anything new now that we
At least for a while. You could
Yeah.
eventually go back, but you should try out other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would put Jump Up Superstar kind of towards that line where it's like they tried something completely new, and I think it went well, but not everyone agrees with that.
I mean,
I
I think it did.
Doesn't
The more
everybody, but-
focus on like a big band jazz feel.
Yeah.
I think that was very fitting for Odyssey. But like, dang, like I feel emotion listening to that soundtrack. Like I feel things, and I hate feeling things.
I hate feeling things. All my homies hate feeling things.
But I feel things. Listen to that soundtrack. Anyway.
And you can just listen to it all you want because it's in 3D All Stars. Because you know that
3D
you want
All
to use your-
Stairs, dude. A collection of the best stairs.
Yes, I pull up my copy of
3D All Stars to
and
make my
play
Switch an
sound-
MP3 player.
I bought a Switch
I do
and a
with
copy
Smash
of 3D
as well.
All-Stars to listen to the soundtrack. Anyway, so without further ado, best 2D Mario game. What we got? We got Mario 1, Japanese Mario 2, American Mario 2, Mario 3, Mario World, Mario 3D Land, New Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers 2, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, New Super Mario Bros. U, and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which I don't really we're separating them for the sake of coherency, but they're pretty much the same thing. There's differences,
Rip New Super Mario Bros. Luigi U.
Yeah, well, that's
Why
look, you
include that?
You could just group them all in the same thing.
Actually,
Really.
that's true. Deluxe has both of them by default, so
Yeah, New Super Luigi U is just hard mode.
It is. I was
but it's
gonna
not that
kind
easy mode.
to argue New Super Mario Bros. The one on the DS.
I will
No
argue
power
against
up.
you.
Hold on,
aggressively.
hold on. No power up in any Mario game is as fun as the blue shell power up and just going across the map as fast as you can.
Your hot take got even hotter.
Especially in battle mode.
That's true. But I do wish
Both
they
of
would
you
bring back battle mode.
When I realized we were doing this, only 2 games came to my mind, and I do like Super Mario Bros. U. I like it a lot. I think that additional like weird gambling minigame thing where you could play like 5-card draw with Luigi, that crap's awesome. And the actual game itself was really good. But the 2 that came into my head immediately,
I know which ones they are.
say them then. Do it.
Super
I
Mario
know
3,
Grant's.
Super Mario 3,
Okay. Yeah, that's one.
Super Mario World.
Okay, yeah, those are the 2. And I thought about which one breaks that tie, because I think that they are both almost perfect, if not perfect, 2D platformers. And I think it's 3. And I will accept anyone saying that World also is. I won't bend over and take a crap on that take like I will with New Super Mario Brothers. But with Mario 3, I think that even the most annoying levels have still aged fine. My main examples for that being a lot of the ones in World 8, like that ship that moves really, really fast, that was such a pain as a kid. But it's a fun pain. It's not like the annoying those dinosaurs that are like flamethrowers in Mario World. All the levels with them I hate. All the secret levels that you have to access with them in the levels that they're already in, I hate that too. They're such a pain. And I don't think that it has aged as well as, oh, I have the fun flying leaf power up. I'm running across this very fast chip. And I also think that a good tiebreaker is that the leaf power up, the Tanuki suit, is better than the cape. That is my case.
I think you
never
could go
beat
either
Super
or.
Mario 3.
I'm stuck on the same thing. I lean World, but to your point, you mentioned that it aged fine, and that's a good distinction. I don't think there is a single 2D Mario game that has aged poorly.
What about the... I've never played the GBA. Have any of y'all?
The remakes, or the ports,
Days-
really.
That's on the Game Boy. What is
I played
Oh,
Oh,
before.
Super
Adventure-
Mario Land, yeah.
Yeah.
I've also
we don't
played
have
those,
that on here.
and they have not aged poorly. It's just that they're different from the get-go. They have slightly different physics.
Yeah.
So you're gonna probably view them as worse when you first play them, but the platforming is still solid.
I mean-
you just have to adjust to that physics level.
You can still tell it's Nintendo. It's just different.
I mean, I haven't played them. I was just wondering if they aged differently since they were.
No, I mean
on
the
Game
platforming
Boy.
is still solid. The graphics are garbage because it's on a Game Boy, and the physics is different. Like if you stop, pushing, like if you let go of the D-pad when you're in the air, in other games you kind of keep moving forward and like fall down like you would expect. In Mario Land, you just drop like a rock. Like the physics are just a little different, but it hasn't aged poorly. I still enjoy it. I actually play that sometimes from time to time because the game is really short, in and of itself. It's just different, but it's still a 2D Mario game. But I'm gonna lean World here. It's a closer fight if I consider the Mario 3 remake on GBA because the NES version is harder for me to like, not because the game is worse, but because they were already kind of pushing the limit. Like it was a swan song of the NES, so the graphics were being pushed. Like it was really being pushed. Like you can tell on the side of the screen, like it can barely load the side of the screen fast enough to even keep going all this stuff happening. But I like World better. I can accept that is probably nostalgia's sake because that is both my first Mario game ever and has to date maintained that status of favorite game ever. Although
You played it all the time as a kid.
yeah, I also played
That's
3 all
true.
the time as a kid. The GBA was the first system I owned, like as mine that wasn't like a sibling's, and that was like the
remember-
one of 2 games I owned for it was the Mario 3 remake. So I also have a very soft spot for Mario 3, but I think the world design is more interesting, and I like the music better.
Mhm.
But in platforming wise, it's pretty much indistinguishable. They're both very tight and satisfying.
Yeah.
I can't really make a case. I want to hear your case on why. So is your case on New Super Mario Brothers solely because of the shell?
Battle mode.
It's like the first 2D Mario I played the most of. I mean, I put a decent amount of time into like all the others, but I haven't beaten
DS. And,
DS. I know for a fact I beat
that was
as a
like
kid.
2006, I think. Alex and I both got the Mario Special Edition DS for whatever Christmas that was, and that's the game that came with it.
I'll take it as a solid right under 3 in World. I don't want to. If I'm saying World is my definitive, then I guess I put New Super Mario Brothers at a solid 3. Because I do think it's really good, and I also that was one of the main games I played on my DS along with Mario Kart, and it is really good, and it's a great remake. It's a great new start to the series, and the reason I won't put any of the new Super Mario Bros. Games other than the first one is because it feels like just the same thing over and over again. And I have that problem specifically with New Super Mario Bros. U because at that point it felt exhausting.
And now they've done a remake of you, so
yeah.
thanks,
So,
Nintendo.
but
At least they tried something new in U Deluxe with the Toadette getting added and having
Nabbit and Luigi.
I mean, there's a bunch of
Her
like
with her
flavor
unique
stuff
power-up.
that's changed, but I don't think there's really anything substantial to differentiate.
I think
The
it's
versions,
hard
it's
for them
just-
to.
You go ahead.
I think it's hard for them to be like, let's change up the art style when the new Super Mario Bros. Series, with its style it has now, matches modern Mario, but also sells well.
Yeah.
Like it's probably time to change up.
I think that would help
like the
some
graphics.
speeding up the graphics.
Well, I mean, so Wii was basically it's almost the same thing, but for Wii.
Wii is DS, but multiplayer, which is its one defining characteristic. Because that one's the first one with multiplayer. That one is significantly, or deserves a significantly higher spot than the other.
Yeah, I will say the multiplayer is pretty fun, and then Mario 2 is
I think it's just
New 2
DS. They
is
went,
basically new one, but coins. And like
I still don't understand the whole purpose of that game.
it's coins. It's just collect coins. It's the same
Yeah.
thing, but coins are everywhere now. It's like sensory overload.
And
New U doesn't feel special to me in any significant way, other than HD. Ooh, HD 2.5D Mario. Stop the press.
No, it's just 2.5. I don't know, because what I would argue, 3D World is 2.5D or 2.5,
Yeah.
because it's
Oh yeah.
not fully 3D.
But for real, the sorry, I hate to interrupt, but the best 2D Mario game is Mario 1.
Cooper, say Doki Doki Panic.
Oh, Doki Doki Panic is the best.
This is point cheating, voter fraud.
I've beaten all of these games except for Lost Levels
2
and 2. And I haven't beat Super Mario Land 2 either, but the rest of them I have beaten. And yeah, I really just think that circa like 1988, 1991 era of Mario was the crispest 2D Mario that there is.
I think
There's a
the
reason
current
Girl
ones
Star
obviously
Pack uses
look
World.
better, and I actually like their physics a little better. But if I had to pick one of the older ones, I would actually give it to World. 3's annoying, as in if you die, you've got it still die and start all the way back over, except it's got a world map thing.
Well, see, this is why I don't find that as a problem, because since I grew up with the GBA version, the physics are pretty much the same, and the GBA version provides a save feature, which
just
I'm
breaking the game.
I'm sure Mayo would claim that as cheating, because you got to do it the original way, which I have done, and I will never do it again.
Because
It's miserable.
But again, that's not the fault of the
which?
Mario
Super
3.
Mario 3.
You
And
can't-
what is the scenario? I had spaced out, to be honest.
you
No save
Everyone's spacing out.
system.
you
like
can't
in
save on the NES version.
Oh.
But again, that's
No,
not.
I
Is that
don't
really
care
the
about that.
game's? Is that really the game's fault or the limits of the NES?
It's the limits of the NES.
Zelda
Well-
had a save system though, so
Yeah, but Zelda was also incredibly expansive and hard to keep track of. Mario was super linear. Like you go here, you go here, you go here.
No cap, I've beaten it on both, but I prefer playing it on the GBA port.
Yeah, everything's just pretty much. It's one of those like ports that's like. There's no real reason to play the original unless you just want that experience of playing it on the
Right.
NES. But even then, I would pick Super Mario World. I think it's because like I don't know. I enjoy like the secret block levels and being able to like unlock stuff, and I like the secrets in there and like the multi-path thing more than just being like, oh well, you could play this level or you could go around it or you could play one of these two levels. It's more like there's two or three totally different paths to get to the same area, and you can still go back and play all of
I'm
them. Like it's just
glad
bigger.
they kept that in the later games though with the secret paths because they're fun.
Yeah.
Dude, I still don't
The
know
worst-
if I played World 4 and DS because you had to find that secret path to get to it.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Super Mario World though. The Boo secret room is awful. It's in like the ghost house in the forest. And you have to beat the Boo by throwing blocks at him.
Yeah. The forest is the one exception to a perfect game for me because it's confusing.
Yeah.
Like it's never at first fully obvious. Like, oh, there's a secret here. Like there's no quite. And I get it. That's the point. It's the hidden forest. Like it's supposed to be hard to find your way out, which I totally get the theme there, but it's still very confusing. That's like the one drawback I have. But I think the music is better, which is a little unfair considering it's the SNES. But I think the music overall is better. I like the charm more. I will admit that it's not as unique of a theme as it's a stage play kind of thing. But,
Right. But even then, that's not expanded onto a point where it's like
Cool. It's just
integral.
it's
Yeah.
there.
And
Also,
it's canon that it's a stage play.
That would be like them having Mario World be on an island in the overworld and stuff, and have everything be island themed, but them not going in depth about being like, yeah, this is where the Yoshi's from.
yeah.
Mhm.
And also, was Mario World the first Mario game to have like multiple paths on like as that big part of the game, like where you can there are like several levels with multiple paths to take? Like
I mean, Mario 3 you could kind of.
Mario 1.
I'm not
kinda.
I'm not talking about like the warp pipe thing.
No, you mean like overworld.
Like you beat a
Options.
Branching paths.
you can beat a level in multiple ways, and depending on what way you beat it is where you will go.
Ah.
So, like for example, there's like some levels have keys you have to find, and some aren't unlocked until you get the special blocks, which I like. But also, there's like some tricky ones. Like there's one where you have to take the cape, and you have to fly under the first goalpost and then come back up, which
Right.
is annoying.
Yeah.
I will
It
say the
seems-
first time you do it, but once you get
Mario
there's a
1
second one.
Mario 1 had its kind of pathways on its map, like you could jump through warp pipes and you could go through the cloud levels, and 3 had similar, but World was like the first one that was like, here's a different path.
Yeah, it wasn't like a skipping levels path. It was a different set of levels path.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would most
But-
certainly give it to World here. And since we referenced our rankings last week, let me take a back look at here.
Yeah, I
of
don't know
the
if I
official
agree with
Some
the
opinions.
rankings.
I'm thinking that maybe
We need to actually
after
go back through
3D World
placement
comes out and we
proper.
have some time to play that, and
We need to go back through properly.
yeah,
So
I
here's
think
a
we should do
question.
it again now that we've played it again. But hold
Is
on,
Super Princess Peach a Mario 2D platformer?
yes and no, but not for the
Yes,
sake
and-
of this discussion.
Yeah.
And
More of a puzzle game, right?
I
I
will mention that the core A and G set of Mario games, the only 2D game to make it S tier was Mario World. Mario 3 got first place A tier, but Mario World was the only 2D platformer to maintain S tier. And I still believe that even if we redid it, World would take it over 3. But it seems to be the consistency is Mario 3 or Mario World. It's trivial which one.
Yeah.
There's less of like a definitive argument like we had last week. Well, this is good at one thing, this is good at another thing, and this is good at both, but not as much. Like Mario World and Mario 3 are pretty much the peak of 2D Mario platformer. Not to say they're bad. Pretty much all of them are fine or good, at the least. I'd like to point out that I was the sole reason Mario U made it all the way down to last place B tier because I ranked it F tier because I still don't like it. Just feels like nothing special at that point. But yeah, I think we should take a look at these lists and do them again.
I wish we could do Mario Bros. Person again, because those were good times.
Do which one? Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the multiplayer, and that was super fun. Even though we played like the stupid dragon ride level all the time,
And just
they
murdered
almost-
each other.
and just threw
Like
each
that,
other
that was
off.
the
That's
sole
so
purpose,
good.
just throwing each other
Alright,
to our
Someone has to survive, but your goal is to kill everyone else.
True.
Yeah, and I'm excited to play 3D World multiplayer again because it's like the same thing. Like someone has to make it, but now we get to compete for the crown.
I can't believe I didn't put this on the sheet, but Nintendo actually changed their who their services go through.
Oh yeah.
To who? From who?
So they've been using the same services since the Wii. What was that under? We can keep talking about Mario while for this.
I mean, I think that we pretty much answered that through your world with a slight edge to world based on group consensus, but it's pretty trivial.
Damn, I can't believe I put this on.
Yeah, oh no, we didn't talk about Nintendo switching server services.
It's because
Well,
apparently
it's something
Monster
not
Hunter,
trash.
Monster Hunter
first
Rise
one
was
to use.
apparently the first one that used the service, the new service.
Okay, so all the old games are still using the old service?
They're switching them over, or like they're trying to without.
Okay,
making
they're
it
in the
really
process, but they
noticeable.
probably started Monster Hunter from the ground up with that in mind.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's what I saw. I saw this.
Wasn't the old one like Windows 98 though?
It said that the old one was from 20 years ago.
Oh
my God.
no. So
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
that is
Yeah.
like Windows 98.
Like they'd only been
Dude,
using it.
we're
for
moving
10
up.
years, but-
Yeah, what are we gonna get?
Moving-
XP? Vista?
No, it will be 8.
I mean, you could theoretically change it to Windows Vista and it would probably perform just as poorly.
That's very, very true.
It was trending
Well, good.
earlier.
I'm glad Nintendo's moving on from Windows 98. I'm very glad to hear that. I mean, it took Microsoft until like fairly recently to stop supporting
7. Yeah.
7, and not
That-
even
that's why I had to move
and
up.
not even long before that they stopped supporting XP. That took a long time to stop supporting XP.
Yeah, they had NEX for 18 years. Splatoon 2 has an unused function to see if it is running on Windows 98.
Excuse me?
What?
That's just depressing. Well, I'm sorry to end the show on such a depressing note, but yeah, Nintendo's using Windows
No,
98.
they're getting a new
No,
one.
They're improving the system.
to
It's
what?
good. It's okay.
Well, it's still depressing to know that we've been playing on Windows 98 servers for God knows how long.
For 10
our,
years.
Our entire
It's
existence.
20 years old, and they've been using it for 10.
I mean, I think Rise was running pretty well. We all have
So
decent
pretty much
Wi-Fi, so it's
all
hard
of
to
our
say.
collective, meaningful online multiplayer experiences on a Nintendo platform.
Yes.
Not all of
Anything-
them, but most of them.
Anything that
Yeah.
we've done has been on old systems.
Nice.
Windows 98. Let's go!
Okay, well, with that, that wraps the show up here for us this week. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to check out the Resident Evil Verse gameplay, youtube.com/StormwindGames, same place that you find the podcast. Please share us with a friend, comment on the video, let us know what you think. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, upload every week, Wednesdays, 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Central Time, something like that.
7 a.m. Central Time.
And let us know why you also most certainly agree that either Super Mario Bros. 3 or Super Mario World is the best 2D game. Because
And if for some reason
Or
you think
come
one of the
tell us
modern
we're
one
wrong.
is good, please come to the comments and we will ignore
Laugh.
you because that's just a bad opinion. I'm sorry.
if
Sorry.
yeah, thank you all so much for watching or listening. Both.
Wait.
Cameron, no one's going to
Cooper,
watch
do you
the
have an
podcast
ending
'cause
note?
You're so mean to
Yeah,
them.
I do. Also, tell us why you think Gatekeeper getting first place was the best decision ISS made in the past 5 years.
Did you vote for
They didn't
Gatekeeper,
make
or
the
did you hate that
decision,
people
though.
were voting for Gatekeeper? Yeah.
I voted for
I
Gatekeeper.
voted for Gatekeeper. 6 out of the 7 of my votes went to Gatekeeper.
And yeah, that'll do us for here. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you
you
next
right.
week.
Oh.
What?
You were asking the viewers, not us. I'm
Yeah, well, okay, this is going on way too long. So bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.